I want to grapple with human connection, because that's a big problem with me, so I keep talking about it perhaps in the feedback sections, but I talk about it because it's such a struggle for me.
What's scary about it, or foreign, or difficult?
It's scary. And so what I want, I'm going to use jargon here, I want controllable intimacy. I don't want you to be able to hurt me.
Okay, so the intimacy means you might get hurt? Is that how it registers with you?
Yeah. I'm afraid to be seen fully. Because if you see me fully, you're not going to want to.
We won't like you.
You won't like me. You'll reject me.
Yeah.
And
so what is
I
that?
have great anxiety about rejection.
Right. And so what is that thing also of, but so wanting to be in the spotlight, being seen, being heard, but I guess the difference is you're in control.
Yeah, it's controllable intimacy, and so
Do you think your father has that?
Yeah, he has that. Yeah, that's why he's so driven to be a great public speaker.
And so what is your need, though, to actually want to connect?
Well, because I don't connect normally.
Huh?
I don't connect normally.
No, but why, if it's scary, why do you want it? What's that part of you?
Well, because the alternative is being all alone in the corner. I mean, I am so familiar with that. You know what it's like to be home, for instance, just say on Purim, when everyone else is at a party, and I'm home, like when everyone else
But you can still be at a party and not be connecting.
Right, but I'm familiar with being at home and everyone going...
So feeling left out.
Feeling really left out.
So that's different than connecting.
Well, I hate that. So therefore,
So
I
that
must
Right.
try to connect. And so that will...
And how do you try? What do you do to...
I make Facebook updates.
Okay, so that's a really interesting irony.
Really?
That's technology. There's no eye contact.
Yeah, but I can say, like, I'm...
Is it intimate for you?
Yeah, because often I'm saying the things that are totally on my heart,
Right.
and they're not compromised by
But is
a
that
particular connection. See, if I'm speaking to you...
But is that connection the kind of connection you want? Is that satisfying emotionally? Because you said I don't want to be alone.
It's better than being alone.
So how is it not being alone?
Because I get
respond?
genuine connection from it. I get likes.
So is it likes or that people are actually interacting?
And people actually interact.
Okay,
and then
so
people get on their private messages and say, hey, you said this, that reminds me about what I've got going on with my
Pen-pal
partner.
intimacy, pen-pal engagement.
But also much of it leads to interpersonal engagement.
What, then you actually become friends with them?
Yeah.
So it's an entree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happens when you see them? Because you're not in control.
No, I'm not in control, so there's vulnerability and anxiety. And
And do you mask
there are erotic weekends in Las Vegas. There are trips for 2 weeks to London.
Do you mask the anxiety?
Well...
And are we just talking about women? Or
No.
platonic friends?
No, we're talking about everything but women are the greatest high. Nothing else in life is this much of a high, this connecting with a woman.
Okay.
So when I write on Facebook, I can say what's on my heart. While if I'm talking to Anika or to Catherine or to Marie, or to Terry, I'm instinctively going to modify what I'm saying to you. You know, I will instinctively take into account everything that has happened between us in the past and everything I know about you. And so I will start ameliorating, compromising, and transforming my inner truth in a way that I think you could hear. So it's not as real as what I post on Facebook.
So you can't
Sometimes.
do that in person, but you can do it when you're writing. Because you're not actually addressing anybody. It's kind of like your diary.
Right. I I often find it easier to be truthful in a Facebook update than in a personal conversation.
But you got up here and you said, I really want to talk about my grappling with connecting.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm doing.
Right.
So, I love bigotry. I love what I think you would all regard as bigotry. I don't regard it as bigotry. I never treat anyone badly on the basis of race, sex, religion, never have. But I love to say dismissive things about other groups. That's one of the things I love about being part of an insular group, is that you are free to be a bigot. Like, there's very little blowback in Orthodox Judaism to being a bigot. I mean, it's
So,
great.
Are you talking about being prejudiced, being hyper?
I just like to be able to.
No, but just how I can see how you define it. Is it being prejudiced? Is it being hypocritical? Or is it just not having to censor any thoughts?
It's like not having to censor any thoughts.
So it's Facebook.
No, because even at Facebook, you
Okay,
definitely
sure.
can't say anything bigoted. I mean, no, you can't do that. But like, there's a huge part of me that's like driven to dismiss people.
And
To
so
like
that's
come up with reasons like why I don't want to connect with you.
right. So that's in direct opposition to wanting to have connection. And
Right,
is
so I
that-
feel this huge drive to dismiss
right.
almost
so you don't-
everyone.
So you don't have to connect.
So yeah, and
And that seems like that's a stronger drive than the wanting to connect.
it practically is whether I want to or not.
And do you see it as armor?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on. Definitely.
And so how does that play out with feeling incredibly lonely in your room?
Well, I know that I've put myself there through my choices, and then I know that it's beyond my choice. I have certain habitual reactions that are stronger than my will that keep me in the corner too much of the time. I'm just so driven to offend. I'm just so driven to offend.
And where do you think that
I just
comes from?
love to push people's buttons.
Right, where do you think that comes from?
Really
Or
love
how do you
to piss
understand it?
people off. Well, my father's like that. And so I learned that.
And
from him.
does the rage ever scare you or upset you?
My rage?
Theirs.
Oh, other people's rage? All the time. I hate the consequences of pissing
So you're
people
kind of
off.
setting yourself up in a landmine.
I am stuck in habits of relating to people
But so
that
there's gonna be
consistently
explosions.
blow up in my face.
Right.
Consistently blow up in my face. And, like for instance, with women, I want to say, okay, who do I want to have sex with? Everyone else I don't need to relate to, unless we've got a special connection, say over writing or a shared religion or a shared political. You know, if you have some other strong connection, then I'm definitely interested in relating. But the primary way I think about women is for sex, and then everything that comes with having a sexual relationship. So then I will step into a room and I will immediately dismiss 9 out of 10 women there. But I do the same thing with guys. Not interested in having sex with them, but it's my experience to step into a room and there's only one person there that I want to connect with. And
do they want to connect with you?
sometimes, but then often I'm kind of like a puppy. I feel myself, I'm too
Being
eager
needy?
to connect with that guy.
You zoom in.
Yeah, I
on.
just, like, that's the guy I want to connect with because,
So can you so let's make this into a scene. We'll just do it for a couple of minutes. Show me a scene of when that happens. Show me a moment of you glomming.
okay, let's call him Jack. Jack's carrying on a meaningful conversation here with 3 other guys who are also like real Orthodox Jews, not converts who used to be porn bloggers.
Are there a lot of them? Is that a whole like subgroup name?
No, there's only one. And he's having a completely meaningful, fulfilling.
How can you tell?
I can see.
body language?
Yeah, the body language. They're not. They don't want to include me. They're completely, and they've made it clear that I will not be accepted. But But
how have they made it clear?
they told me, we will never accept you.
Okay, yeah.
And despite that, I will go over there and like put my hand on his shoulder and like try to say something to establish a connection.
And
Like,
then
what do you think about,
well, let's play it through. Now what happens?
like, hey Jack, what do you
And
think?
do it out to us.
Hey Jack, what do you think Wendy Gruhl versus Eric Garcetti?
Yes.
But if his interest was,
Well, let's just play it out. So then what
okay,
does Jack
like,
do?
hey Jack, what do you think, Wendy Gruhl or Eric Garcetti? And it's like, lady, they don't matter. Like, they're the same. Or,
Does he remove your hand? Is your hand still on?
no, he doesn't remove my hand, but I will remove it. And I'll look at it as a lizard that is like glomped onto his nice white shirt. There's like a lizard there. It's almost like coming to my mind when you make a pass at a goal and it's not responded to, and she doesn't like physically pick your hand up, but you can sense that she doesn't want your hand there. And it feels very similar.
And so then what happens?
Well, then I feel like a total dick.
So what do you do?
Because it's like I made a pass and it's
But
been
what do you
rejected.
do? What's the next moment?
You know, I get out of there and I just try to make connection and conversation
So
with someone.
let me see you physically. Let me see exactly what happens. Moment to moment. I mean, you can do, so now what's the next moment? You've already talked to him. He said that. Now what?
Hey Moshe, how was your week? And let's say I don't have anything particular that I want to discuss with Moshe, but I don't want to sit with the guys that don't speak English.
And so now what? What does Moshe say to you?
Ah, Baruch Hashem, lady.
And what does that give you?
Well, it's better than nothing.
Is it?
How are you? How are you?
And so what do you do?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
So you guys just doing this back and forth to each other?
Yeah.
And then what?
And then I pass on and try to connect with someone else. It's like
How long do you do this for?
until I can't stand it anymore, and then I flee home.
How long? How long does it take?
Anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes.
And then what do you tell yourself when you leave? What are you left with? And is it internal anger? Anger turned on yourself?
Okay, there's some of that, and then I say, but there are so many times when, I call him Jack, right? I said, there's so many times when Jack has approached me, when I've had great conversations with Jack. He was in something else right then, it's not a big deal. You know.
Oh, so you remind yourself of the
Yeah,
times.
I've had lots of great conversations with Jack, and I will have lots of great conversations with Jack. And there are Jacks out there.
Yes.
I just have to connect with them. I just need to get back into that writing group that I used to be in. And then I can hang out with the Jacks instead of people who don't interest me. Instinctively, I want to dismiss like 99% of people that I encounter.
Right.
And yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever been able to expand that. There's only ever been like 1% of people that I encounter that I want to connect with. I I'm not sure if I've ever, I probably have expanded it when I'm in a happier place. So when I'm struggling, then I have more anxiety.
Struggling with what?
Well, finances, health problems.
So do finances affect your confidence level?
Yeah.
Because I know for a man, what he earns.
It affects the confidence, but it also affects what you can go out and do.
Okay, so the logistics.
Yeah,
the
it affects
practicality.
logistics, yeah.
I can't afford to go to this restaurant that they're
Yeah,
going to.
yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
then it makes you feel awful about yourself.
Yeah, then you're home alone. And so, that affects my confidence, and then the level of success that I get most of my sense of self from my work.
Right, right.
So if I'm doing work that I don't enjoy and I'm not excelling at, then then that really detracts from my sense of confidence.
Right.
And if I'm struggling, let's say I'm taking this class, and for a while there I was really struggling, and so that kind of shakes me out. So I have this self-image that I should be good at this,
Right.
and then I get in here, and it's really hard, and I see it on the videos, like, oof. I thought I was connecting, but I was freaking like talking up there, how I used to do.
Right. And then, but you also see that as how brave and fierce you are, that you're willing to look at it.
Yeah, like there are certain things
because
that
some people, they
yeah.
won't, and they'll just run away.
Yeah, there are certain things that I have rock solid confidence in.
No, but I mean that you're so willing to look and learn and what can I do about this instead of just thinking, oh, I can't do it or I'm a failure. I mean, that to me takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in certain things, such as that I will keep trying in these certain areas.
And willing to push yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're driven.
Yeah.
What breaks your heart?
Oh, the sense of loss of I'm not sure I can even face it, of having gone through 46 years of my life with the crippling intimacy disorder, like crippling difficulty connecting with other people. Like I've lost like 46 years. We're not built to go through life alone. We're built to connect with people. And so, what about the years that I spent working crap jobs? Because if I just had normal interpersonal skills, I would have been working better jobs. Instead, I was working crap jobs because of my, the hostility would flow up and thereby constrict my life and put it into a ghetto. And yeah, just the sense of loss, of never having a relationship longer than a year.
Have you met a lot of other men now like you because of your 12-step work?
Yeah, I met a lot of men
and then
like
what does
me.
that give you or tell you?
Well, there's like one or two guys in my 12-step that I really want to connect with.
Do you? Do they want to connect?
We haven't gone and had coffee. I mean, we talk.
Because you're too shy, or you don't think they're interested?
Yeah, I haven't received a lot of reciprocal interest. So there's certainly potential there, and there are one or two people that I have connected with and hung out with, and there's certainly potential for more of that. We share the same crippling disabilities, and so there's a lot of safety there, because you understand what each person's gone through. So yeah, that's good.
We're going to end it here, but define connection for me in the way you understand it and feel it. How do you know when it's happening?
Well, when I was on the podcast 8 days ago, they did a 2-hour podcast on my show. I felt so connected. There was like this smoking hot co-host who was a stand-up comic and a therapist, and smoking hot, and 29. And she was giving me her attention for 2 hours, and like saying how smart and funny and wise and profound and moving I was. I mean,
So you're getting a lot of praise and accolades.
Oh yeah, that felt amazing. I was so high coming
So
out
is
of
that
podcast.
So can you have connection when it's not?
When I'm not the focus of attention?
When it's not praise.
Yeah, I can. But
So
that was
just
so
define
good.
it, but define it. What is it when it's happening?
Well, I want to be in the presence of that other person or persons. I want to be in their presence. So that's critical. And then it's also critical that they want to be in my presence.
Because that's the only way it can happen.
That's the only way it can happen.
Actually, it also has to be in proximity with each other.
Yeah. But even if they send me an email, if there's like a genuine desire to know what's going on with me as opposed to a pro forma desire, and then I can write back with a genuine response and inquiry into them, then you can feel that.
Okay. So anything that you discovered in this?
these are all really painfully familiar themes to me. But these are like the things that I see it also triggering out.
And is feedback relevant?
Sure, yeah, anything you'd like to know more about.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if this is helpful for me to say this to you or not, but maybe it's a point of connection that you and I have. But I truly believe that this is a comment I'm making. I think of all the people that I'm going to meet in the world, there's a very, very small handful of people that I am going to be able to connect with on the level that I want to connect with.
Right.
So I don't think
So you identify.
So what I'm saying is that that's not that odd, because I believe that, and it's true of my life.
Interesting.
So we're connected.
Yeah.
So anything that took people in or that you want to know more about?
I'm interested in the lizard man. You know, that grows. It's the person with religion stripped away, politics stripped away, intellect stripped away. Who is that person, really? And is he an ugly, lizardy toad? And, you know, like when I'm feeling really judgmental of myself and really critical of myself, I'm really critical of other people and really judgmental of other people. Because it's easier to do that, and that's the vibe I'm in. When I'm loving myself and loving the world, I'm like, people are awesome, you know, this is great. So I was just thinking, that reminded me of myself. When you're looking at the room and you're like, 99% of this room are a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Because you're like, 99% of me is a big bad idiot right now. You know, just turning that mirror in. Because I get that. But it's stripping away all the culture, the class, intellect, degrees. I'm curious about who you are with all of that stripped away. Without all of that belonging, that really saves you a lot of times. Yeah, and I don't think he's as gross and lizardy as maybe he feels sometimes. Or maybe he is, I don't know.